Married at First Sight. What is this? Episode 10, I believe, season 13. I'm trying to find something different I can say each week. This was easily the best episode, and you're starting to see all the men unravel. The women are kind of keeping it together, and the men are just, what is up with your boy Zach? What is up with Zach? He was supposed to have movie night with Michaela and called and said, I guess he was too tired from the gym and working out. And so she was disappointed, but, that he canceled the movie night. But he said she handled it well. So rather than building off her handling it well, he goes back to her blow up from before. I'm like, well, dude, she's showing you that she's trying, she's improving. The fact that she didn't blow up on you for canceling shows improvement. And this dude just starts having a meltdown. He starts crying. It just kind of seems like he's looking for a way out, I don't know if she's his type or just what. He acted like she was his type and she likes him. So it's something else going on. It's like, dude, you barely know her. First of all, you got to see consistency. You got to see how she acts in different environments and different situations. You can't just sit there and be like, well, she acted right in that situation, but I'm going to go back to, her blow up. That's not fair to her because she can never show improvement if you're just going to bring up her past mistakes. How would you feel if she did that to you? You make a mistake and she just keeps bringing it up even though you're showing improvement. Zach is a different kind of guy, and I don't know. It almost like if she does have another blow up, you almost can't blame her. It's like if you keep bringing up the past, what is she supposed to do? She's trying to deal with you, and I know it's frustrating for her. It just has to be when somebody won't let go of something negative, and you're giving them your best, you're showing them you've improved, and they just won't let it go. So this is going to be a test for Michaela's patience right here dealing with Zach. And Zach, man up, dude. It's all right to cry, but to sit there and cry in front of her like you're crying because there's something wrong with her, that's kind of insulting. But let's move along. Let's talk about Mr. Jose and Rachel. Now, Rachel made the mistake of calling Jose a different name, found out later from watching Unfiltered and the end of the show that she called him Johnny. It's probably because he hangs around Johnny so much. But he just took that and, this dude turned into Andrew Dice Clay telling her to get the out. And it was either a producer or someone that was in the room. And she was telling him, I wasn't raised, do not talk to me like that. I wasn't raised to be talked to like that. It's just too much disrespect. And so he keeps telling her to get out like he owns the apartment when, I think the show's paying for it. But she goes out to walk her friend out or the producer. And this dude, puts the bolt on the door and goes to bed. And so she's calling other couples in the apartment trying to get in. Nobody answers. So I don't know where she spent the night. Maybe she told and I just forgot. But it's like, dude, was it that serious? She hardly knows you, and it wasn't an intimate situation where she called you Johnny. So why is he tripping that hard? He just went bananas on her. And she told him the next day, I can't be your wife. And he's like, oh, cool. Awesome. Sounds good. Oh, there's some boxes back there. I'm like, this dude got real cold mighty fast. He was just lovey-dovey. They were both saying they love you. And then, next time we see him, it's, oh, cool. There's some boxes in the next room. Holla. Yeah, I kept telling you guys that I didn't think they were going to make it. I knew he seems to have some issues going on, and he seems to be a perfectionist and insecure at the same time. And she told him before that she's not used to, I think, being with somebody in the summer and to watch out for her in the summer. Like she could cause him some pain or something, and he was looking concerned. So I don't know if he's trying to, eject before he finds out what Rachel's like in the summer, self sabotage. But it's like the women this season are strong, and the men are just all looking for escape routes. And at the end of the episode, you see Jose meeting with all the guys. Gil's like the real, yeah, I gotta say this. Gil's like the real man out of the whole bunch. This dude don't take no stuff. Gil just tells it like it is, and he's not a pushover. Because when Jose's explaining what he did to his wife and how she called him a different name, and then he says he accidentally locked her out, and they're like, Gil's like, wait a minute, you're skipping something. How do you do that? I've never accidentally put the bolt on the door. Like, how do you do that? And I guess he's got to fill them in, but they see that he's leaving a whole lot out of the story, and I know they're probably wondering, like, how did you guys go from like all over each other and lovey-dovey? They were getting along in front of everybody, and then all of a sudden they just blow up, and they go to one of those things, the Rachel and I forget who, Mirla didn't want to do, where they break the stuff to get out their aggression. I think it's kind of silly and immature. But anyway, Jose is just, he seems like he's ready to blow anytime he's not getting his way or he feels offended. So Rachel's got her hands full with this guy, and I don't think she's going to put up with it. I think the more she thinks about how he talked to her, using foul language, she's going to be like, I didn't sign up for all this, and I certainly didn't sign up for you. What do you guys think of how Jose handled that whole thing? He shouldn't have taken it personally. She hasn't known him that long, And like I said, if she called him Johnny, it's probably because he's around Johnny so much. But he's a trip, man. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. And we'll get to Mr. Johnny and Bao, They seem like they get along and stuff, but again, Johnny looks like he's looking for a way out. I saw a preview for next week where, I forget, they're saying something at the table and he's looking, distant, like he's getting angry. And all these guys seem like they're not comfortable with being on the show or being on the marriage or a combination of both. I know you've seen the show. I know you know what it entails. Like, what'd you think it was going to be? You're supposed to be filmed, I don't know how many hours the camera's on them, but I believe I heard even when the film crew's not there, they're supposed to film themselves. So I know that gets kind of irritating when you want some privacy. But, when you sign up for something like this, you're kind of throwing your privacy out the window. Even when the show goes off the air, people are going to be looking at you on social media, at the grocery store. They're going to come up to you like, hey, why did you treat Rachel like that, Jose? Hey, Mirla, how come you didn't, oh, yeah, Mirla finally kissed Gil. Yeah, I didn't even notice it, really. But, he got his little peck. I think he's wanting a little more than a peck, but, she seems to like Gil, but she's moving at a slow pace because she was cheated on. And I know sometimes people use that as an excuse to, behave in their own manner. Hey, I was cheated on. That's why I treat you like garbage. I was cheated on. Deal with it. And it may take me like 2 years to get over it, so just keep dealing with it. But nah, Gil ain't going for it. He's a real man. And, if he wants out, he's just going to get out. He's not going to sit there and try to come up with reasons and keep blaming her for stuff that was done, a while back. I feel like I'm forgetting something. This was so much going on this episode. Yeah, I think Marilyn Gill, they have potential, like I said before, but Mirla's got to learn to be flexible. And I mean more than just being flexible, other than those pictures of herself on the wall stretching. She's got to be flexible with Gil, and she's not dating, she's married, so act accordingly. And but I think the biggest thing going on this week was Michaela and Zach. Now Ryan, I said the one couple that was gonna make it was Ryan and Brett, but Ryan's not feeling it apparently. She's not his type, he says normally, but he seemed like he was pleased with it and he's gonna try to make it work. But he always has like a distant look in his eyes, like he's distracted. And I saw coming up, his wife finds him on a dating app, and I think he got hooked up with someone one of her friends knows. And I know they edit stuff out of sequence so you want to watch it, but he walks out, so I don't know if that's exactly the order that it happens in. But I thought they were definitely going to make it. Now I'm wondering because it seems like, these guys keep going to their own place to, try to regroup and gather themselves. And you can't do that in a marriage. You got to try to make it work with your spouse. You've had all these years to be single. You don't need to go back to your apartment and try to gather yourself. You had 20 some years, I'm sure, to gather yourself. Try to make it work with your spouse. The show's Married at First Sight, not Single at First Sight. So, all these dudes you just see the softness that going on in American society now. The dudes are having borderline nervous breakdowns and, looking for reasons to get out. They're not being, I like loyalty, man. Try to be loyal. Try to figure them out. Don't just bounce the minute she does something you don't like. I mean, I always look at it like, would you appreciate it if that happened to you? Would you appreciate somebody just bouncing on you the minute you did something they didn't like? So let me know what you guys thought of this episode of Married at First Sight. It was a whole lot to unpack, as they say. And if I'm forgetting something, I'll do another video on it. But it's getting interesting. And we'll see what happens with Marilyn Gill. I think Johnny and Bao stick it out, He's got to put on his big boy pants and, be a man, be a G, Johnny. And Mr. Zach, let it go. Let it go. Just like Duke told Creed in Rocky 2, let it go. Let it go. You got to let it go, man. She's showing you she's improved. You can't keep harping on it. I know you're saying, oh, this is her, this is her. I think this is her because he's been in other situations like that. Like, she's just going to keep blowing up like that. Well, she already showed you she didn't blow up when you canceled the movie night. Go with that. Or do you want to weigh out? Anyway, this is the J. Roos Theory. Make sure you subscribe and be fearless. Yay, yay.